congratulations.
Oh, yay!
Are we live on video?
We are.
Okay.
We're rocking and rolling.
So, we're going to go over the warranty coverages briefly. So, you have 1 year warranty on material and workmanship. Basically, that covers pretty much everything in the house for the first year. It doesn't cover homeowner damage, but pretty much if anything goes wrong, it's covered. So the important thing to note about the 1 year warranty is it's kind of designed to cover a lot of settling in your house. So sometimes in the first year, the house settles a little bit. You might get drywall cracking, stucco cracking. The grout on the tile floors where it meets the baseboard sometimes separates. Those are all typical year-end warranty requests. So what we ask is that if you do have drywall cracking or stucco cracking or grout cracking, that you wait until year end and we do it all at once. Because if we come back early, fix a drywall crack, there's a good chance that you might get another drywall crack. So we want to hit them all at one time. It's a good idea to turn in a warranty request. If you're closing in April, you would want to do it probably at the beginning of March of next year. So that's kind of how the 1 year works.
Let me interrupt. Let me fill in the blanks. So what I'll do, Dave, is email you your at 11 months, reminding you that it's time to schedule your walkthrough. At that time, how you schedule your walkthrough is you log into your online portal and you get that 1 year walkthrough done. At that time, prior to the actual physical walkthrough, you can choose to have the home professionally inspected or not. It's optional, that's up to you. And when throughout the first 11 months, they will only do like grout and stucco and drywall repairs one time. It's kind of a one and done. So that's why you always wait until your 1 year walkthrough.
Very good.
Go
Thank
ahead.
you, Twin. So along with that, so during that first year, obviously if you have an outlet that doesn't work, you're welcome to turn in a service request for that. We'll get that taken care of, or any of those kind of items. But the settlement type issues, we want to wait till year end. So what else about year end? For the first 30 days, I will be your service person. So on the first 30 days of living here, so if you once you move in, you might find a few cosmetic issues, things like that. I just ask that you keep a list, and then towards the end of that 30 days, I'll contact you, and we'll get together. If you have any items that need to be taken care of, we'll take care of them. After that 30 days, then you're into warranty customer service, and you would do, as Twyla said, you would log into the portal online on our website, and then turn in a service request. So that's it for that. So 2 years, you have 2 year warranty on major mechanicals. So that's things like your plumbing, your AC, electrical are all covered for 2 years. So your AC has also got a parts warranty on it for 5 years. And if you register your equipment, which there's a paper that she's going to video in a little while, that will up your warranty. As long as you register the equipment, it'll up the warranty on the parts for 10 years. So that's how that works. You have a 10-year warranty on structural things, and that's things like your foundation, load-bearing beams, things like that. So concrete is warranted for up to 10 years. If you get a crack in your concrete, it's not necessarily a warranty issue because concrete does sometimes crack. But if it's displaced or causing like a trip hazard, that would be something that would be covered up to 10 years. So appliances are a little bit different. They're warranted for 1 year, and if you have any appliance issues, you call Whirlpool directly, and they will take care of it themselves. So that does not go through Meritage. They carry their own warranty. Termite warranty is 3 years, but it started the day that they poured the foundation. So you're probably about 6 months or 8 months into that warranty, and it's for 3 years. And I think that's about it for that. So we're going to move on to emergency services. So if you do wake up in the morning, something like that, and you come out and there's water all over your kitchen floor, it's leaking out of the cabinet, something like that, we ask that you go ahead and call the trade directly. And there's a list of numbers if you want to come over here. Underneath your kitchen sink, there's a list of warranty numbers. So it's really handy. That way, if you do have an emergency, you're not trying to find some phone numbers that are right there. So if you do have an emergency, just call the trade directly, but still fill out a service request online so that we know that you're having an issue. But we don't want you to wait for us to respond. We'd rather, if it's an emergency, call the trade directly. So basically, if let's say if it's 110 degrees out, your AC quits working, that's an emergency. If you have a little drip coming out of your faucet, that's not an emergency. That would be just a regular service request. But if it's leaking out of a cabinet, water leaks like that are definitely emergency. So just use your own judgment on that kind of stuff. Warranty hours are 7 to 4. Usually if we schedule trades out to do something on your house, it's usually scheduled between 8 and 12 and 12 and 4, so AM or PM. So that's how all that works. You have a warranty manual that's going to be in your folder that we give you. If you're not sure if something's covered, you can look it up. My suggestion is just turn in a service request and somebody will let you know. So it's a little easier that way. Maintenance. So just like if you had a car, bought a brand new car, you have things you need to do to your house, just like you change your oil on your car. So we have a maintenance schedule that you can hang up in your garage and check it off as you go if you'd like. So it's got things like adjust your thresholds underneath the exterior doors, change your HVAC filters. Those the orange is monthly, blue is quarterly, and green is bi-yearly. So you're welcome to use that if you'd like. You don't have to, but it's up to you. There is another maintenance calendar that goes out 2 to 5 years, and it's in your folder. So it's kind of similar. So I already explained the termite warranty to you. And we're on to grading. Grading, so we've had a third party come out and verify that the grade on your property drains from the back to the front. That's what we want. We don't want any ponding water on the sides of your house or near your foundation. We've also put in French drains on both sides of your house. So you've got that as an extra insurance. So basically it's a tube with 2 inlets that runs from the sides of the house and drains out towards the sidewalk. So anyway.
So just to reiterate, acceptable ponding is water that ponds and is there for 72 hours as a maximum.
Correct.
If it disappears and dries within that 72-hour threshold, that is considered functioning the way it should be and working properly. If ponding continues past the 72-hour timeline, you have some sort of a grading issue down the line.
Right, and what we ask about the grading is that if you do get a pool put in or you're getting backyard landscape, just have a conversation with whoever's working out there and make sure that they're not going to cause any damming of water from getting out of your backyard. So just have a conversation, because they'll do anything you want them to do, and sometimes they won't even think about that. So just make sure you have that conversation. Back to what she was saying, you may see, I mean, there's situations where if it rains for 3 days straight and you have a side of your house that gets no sun, it may stay wet for beyond 72 hours. We just don't want it to be actually ponding water, but it may stay wet depending on what the weather's like. So, but if you're ever concerned, you can always turn in a service request on that. So electrical, we're going to move on to that. So you have GFIs in your house. I think there's one in your bathroom, and they're connected to the kitchen as well. So if an outlet ever trips, like the breaker, go around and find the one that has a button on it that looks kind of like this or this. And you would hit the reset button on that. If that does not fix the issue, then you go out to the electric panel, and I'll go over that later too. You go to the electric panel, make sure it's not tripped. Yeah, and if it is, you reset it. So if it's anything beyond that, if that doesn't work, we call an electrician. Plumbing, let me just check something real quick, because we switched valves. And let's see. So you have quarter turn valves. They're chrome. They are not these. This is, we just switched over to a different kind of valve. So at your plumbing, your kitchen sink, has 2 or 3 of them to turn off the water. So if you do have a leak in an emergency, you can turn that water off. It's a 1/4 turn valve. So you just turn it 1/4 turn and it will shut the water off to either the hot or the cold, depending on which one you're using. Toilets all have 1 to them, same thing. So if you do have an emergency, you got to shut the water off, just look underneath the appliance and you'll find that. Utility transfers, so you have 72 hours to transfer utilities after closing. Don't be in a hurry to do that. There's no sense in it. You do have that timeline, and most of the companies do it really quickly anyway, so I wouldn't be too worried about it. Just get it taken care of as soon as you close. So M Connected. So we use Safe Streets, and Safe Streets is a company that installs aftermarket stuff for us. So we paid for it, and they do it for us after you close. So once you get your internet up and running, they will come out. If you scan that QR code, and there's a paper in here that you're going to have with that QR code on it. So once you scan the QR code, you can set up an appointment with them. Good idea to have your internet already up and running, and they will come out and they'll give you a video doorbell, a door sensor, and a motion detector, a screen for a security system that goes over by your garage door, and they will also hook up all of your Wi-Fi capable items in your house. So that's your garage door, your front door lock, your thermostat, all that stuff will go onto one app, and it's really slick. It's a good deal. So just make sure you take advantage of that. They will ask you if you want monitoring service on your security system. You don't have to do that at all. It's just something they offer. Key release. So if you're here on the day you close, if we have so
we're going to put a lockbox
There you go.
on the side of the house, and then we're going to put the spare key in the lockbox, and then I will give you the combination to the lockbox. That way you have access to the property whenever it's convenient for you and your wife.
Perfect. And that's really about all there is to this. So we're going to go through and blue tape the house, mark anything that needs to be corrected. We already have trades on schedule to come back and fix anything we find. So we're going to do that. And then I will need...
All right, so these joints are intentionally installed throughout the house. They're called control joints. Anything else you want to comment on that?
No, yeah. So they're designed to be in places where we might get drywall cracking. So it gives enough room for the drywall to move a little bit to prevent cracking. Not to say we don't still get some drywall cracks, but it should help. So.
And then do we just want to explain, this is the jumper.
Yes, actually there's a few things. We'll go over a bunch of it. So keep rolling here. So the light right here, these are disc lights. They don't have a bulb. So if they fail, if they burn out or whatever, then you have to replace the whole unit, but they're only about $15, I think, at Home Depot. So, and they're pretty easy to install. This, as she said, is a jump duct, and it literally just has a passageway for air to move from this hallway to this room and to the other room. So there's no fan, it's not hooked up to your AC, it's just a passageway for air to travel. And that helps cool the house, kind of helps balance the air load. So this right here in this bedroom is a temp sensor that hooks up to your thermostat. So it takes a reading here, kind of blends it with the reading at the thermostat, gives a more accurate temperature of the whole house. Smoke detectors, if they're in a bedroom, they're just a smoke detector. If they're outside of a bedroom, they're smoke and CO2. So in every room, you're gonna have an upside down outlet like this. That means it's controlled by a switch. The lights in your bedrooms in the center of the room are braced fixtures, so you can replace that with a ceiling fan. There is only one switch. So if you do that, you may want to get a ceiling fan that has a remote. Yeah, so you can control the light and fan separately.
Okay, so this is going to be down here. A lot of times what people will do is they'll like kind of tie a ribbon on it and have it hang here so you never lose it. But do you want to explain to them what this is?
Yeah, so this is basically designed to fit this little screen that's in here. So if you slip it in there, it will connect with the little screen right there, and then you can loosen it up and take it out. When you do this, pull the drain stop, and then once you loosen it all the way up, if it's stuck in there, turn the water on and it will come shooting out. So that's kind of how you do that in case you have to clean it if your water is not running properly.
Right, and also just keep in mind, this is a newly built home. So with new construction, there's going to be sediment, there's going to be some debris. There probably won't be any clogging in the screen, but if it's not flowing properly, you may want to like double check the screen.
Occasionally too, just so you know, when you're running the water, you may hear some spit and sputters, like there was one right there. That's still, it just
Air.
is air in the lines. Yeah, that's still working its way out. And we've run the water a ton in here, but it's still, it just takes a while, so.
We are recording.
Okay, so if these windows do get a little hard to operate, you can lubricate them with Pledge furniture polish. So it works good because it doesn't turn black. WD-40, things like that will make a mess. So Pledge works great.
Ready?
So in your primary bedroom, you do have an air return that has a filter. So it's a 20 by 20 filter, and there's also 2 more filters. And let's go ahead and take a walk, and we'll go ahead and I've got some other stuff we can talk about too. So, you've got 2 more air filters in your hallway by your garage. They are also 20 by 20, and I'll replace them before you move in. So they'll have new ones in there, but you are supposed to check those monthly. So, in the laundry room, there is a lot of things in here to talk about. So, this vent in your laundry room also has a filter. That filter is for the fresh air intake.
Which is a 12 by 24.
Yes, and basically there's a tube, or a duct that runs from that filter to the outside. It's not hooked up to any kind of fan or anything. It's just passive airflow to bring fresh air into your house. There's a demand for air in your house, which causes a slight draft to come in and bring fresh air in. The demand is caused by the air returns, and there's also, if you want to come in here, Twyla. So there's also a switch right here up high in your laundry room. This is for a fan. It's basically like a fan that you would have in your bathroom, and there's actually another one in here somewhere right here. So there's one of those in your attic, and we suggest that you just leave it on because it's sucking air out of your attic and pushing it to the outside. That helps cool the attic because it creates a demand for air in the attic. So cool air from the house will go through any penetration in the ceiling. Basically, it leaks up into the attic and it keeps the attic cool. So the attic should never be about 3 degrees warmer than the house. So helps cool the house.
One of the other things I wanted to comment is if you ever have any AC work being done prior to the AC people coming out, change your filters, because that'll be the first reason why they say the AC is not covered under warranty, because the filters have not been changed. And then the other thing is, when you buy your filters, you could buy super expensive, very thick, hypoallergenic filtration systems to install there. Don't do that. Buy the cheap ones. Change them out every 30 days. It will be better for your system and better for your overall health.
I usually say don't buy the cheapest ones because they do make some that are kind of worthless. But
mid.
Yeah, mid ones are really good. So also in your laundry room, the washer right here, there's a little tiny handle here to turn the water on to the cold and to the hot. So it's very hard to see, but you can feel it when you put your finger in there. So anyway, it's just like a quarter turn to turn the water on or off. And back here, you have a gas dryer. There is a gas valve connected to that yellow tube. That's a gas line. There is a valve back there. If you ever had to shut the gas off, you can. But it is set up for electric as well, but you do have gas. And then in here, you have your low cabinet. So this is basically where Cox or Wired, whoever you use for your internet and cable service, will hook up, and they'll pull a string or a wire through this orange tube that runs to the outside of the house. And then they'll hook up your modem, your wireless router, all that stuff. And then they'll hook these up and they go to your primary bedroom and to your living room. This wire here is for a security system, which that company that comes out will hook up to over by your door to your garage.
Okay.
So, in your garage, this is a soft water plumbing loop. So if you choose to get a soft water system installed, they'll hook it up here. It will drain out of the middle tube here, which runs to your washer box, because sometimes soft water systems have to purge water, so it'll purge to your water meter, or I mean your washer box in your laundry room. This is just the outlet to plug it in. If you want to use these guys to install a soft water system, you're welcome to. It works well because they're the ones that did your house, and it ties in with your warranty. So it's up to you. I don't know if their pricing is good. I really like that company, but it's totally 100% up to you if you want to use somebody else, if you do it. This is your hot water heater. It is tankless and gas, so it's on-demand hot water. It does take a little while for it to get to the actual faucet that you're asking for hot water at, but it works very well. This is the gas valve to shut the gas off to it if you ever had to. You shouldn't really have to mess with it, but if you ever had to, that is where you would do that. These right here are for maintenance. It's kind of like, the way it's been explained to me is it's kind of like descaling your Keurig coffee maker or something like that. So they make some equipment that hooks up to this here and descales it. I think that they suggest you do that every 2 years. So you may want to follow up though. This is a high quality Navian gas tankless water heater though, and it's a good deal. This valve right here is a TMP valve. So basically if your water heater malfunctions and builds up too much pressure, it will pop this valve and it will run water. It will release the pressure and let the water run to the outside of the house. So that's where that goes. If that ever happens, there's something wrong and you need to call the plumber. So.
One of the other things that I want to do a quick comment on, Dave, is with the tankless water heater, it does not mean instant. It does not, it's not an instant heat. It's still, when you turn the hot water on, you still need to give the unit a little bit of time to rock and roll. But with tankless, once it's rocking and rolling with pumping the hot water through your pipes, it will be never ending. So it will be a continuous. So remember, continual hot water, not instant hot water.
Right, and you can turn it up if you want right here. You can't turn it up while hot water is running, it won't let you, but when it's off, you can turn it up. So I just turned it up to 128. It's probably about right for you. This up here is just for your doorbell. It's a low volt transformer. We don't put a cover on it because it generates
They don't make
heat.
covers anymore.
No, yeah, they don't.
For them either,
Yeah.
just.
They generate a little bit of heat, so they don't want it covered. Do that.
Okay.
You also have leftover tile right here for your house. We suggest that you hang on to that. You probably would never need that much of it, but that's what they left. So you can purge some of it if you want, but definitely keep at least a box. Just in case you ever have a cracked tile, they can replace it and you got the same dye lot.
All right.
So we're in your garage. This is a post-tension stick or imprint.
Stamp.
Yeah, stamp on your concrete. So basically your whole house, your patio, and your porch is all post-tension concrete. So that means it has cables running through the concrete. The cables are then stretched with tension, and so they have a lot of tension on them. It's supposed to keep your slab from cracking. It can still crack, but it's supposed to definitely help with that. Your driveway is not post-tension.
So one of the other main things to think about with post-tension, not that you're going to be doing any additions where you're jackhammering and adding a additional bathroom to it, but a lot of times, sometimes you will get a safe and you'll want the safe actually secured to the concrete. You have to have the installer confirm with the engineer where the post-tension cords are, because you just can't jackhammer into.
Right, if you break a post-tension cable, it can be actually very dangerous because they're under stress. I think it's 16,000 pounds of torque that they're under, so they can explode basically if you hit them. So up here to talk about.
Let's
So
knock it.
this is your main water spigot at the front right corner of your house. So basically, if you pan out over here to the black box out there by the sidewalk, that is your water meter, and there's a pipe that runs from the water meter underground, comes right here to this spigot, comes up. It tees off before the shutoff valve to your house. It tees off and goes to your irrigation. There's also an irrigation valve right over there, that tan one there. And then back to the irrigation line. So if you want to shut your water off to your irrigation, if there was a leak or something, it is right here. And actually there's two valves. There's another one behind there. Either one will shut it off. Good rule of thumb is if the valve is crossing the pipe, it's off. If it's with the pipe, it's on. So right now it's on. So when we shut the water off to the house, it does not shut the water off to the irrigation. So you have to shut them off separately. So if you ever have a leak in your house, shut the water off right here as I just did, and then turn this open so it drains most of the pressure off of the water in the lines in your house. So that's how all that works. Electric panel. So if you have any trip breakers, they will look like this. So you can see that this breaker is not in line with the rest. It's kind of in the middle. You can't just reset it. Always turn it all the way off, then back on, and it's reset. If that doesn't solve a problem, then we call an electrician. So if you ever had to turn the power off to the whole entire house, it's this right here. You just slide it over that way. It's very hard to slide. You have to have some muscles to do it, kind of, but that is how you do that. This is your irrigation timer. It is set and your plants look pretty great right now. During the summertime, you're gonna wanna add more time to it. So you would go to either start times. Right now it's running once a day at 5:30 a.m. And you could add another start time, or you could go to run times and it's set for 25 minutes. You could just up that to 30 or 40 minutes. So it's up to you how you want to do it, but definitely keep an eye on your plants and they'll let you know when they start getting
thirsty.
Water. Yeah. Gas meter, you can turn it off right here. This is a quarter turn. Usually take a crescent wrench or something to do it with. You should never have to mess with that, but if there was some kind of weird emergency, then definitely turn that off and call the gas company. So we don't mess around with gas, really. So these right here, one more thing. This is for, one of them is for Cox and one of them is for wired. They supply your internet and cable, so they'll hook up to your house right here. There's a tube in here that runs to your laundry room, to that panel. So that's pretty much it. Oh, one other thing, gates. Gate is warrantable. The wood on the gates is not. So you may want to put Thompson's water seal, something like that on there to help preserve the wood. Even if the wood went bad, it's probably $15 worth of wood at Home Depot. So that's it. All right, so this is the vent. We're on the garage side of your house in the backyard. This is the vent for the water heater. This is the T&P valve that I said it should never have water coming out of it. I made it have water come out of it, so
when we were checking
just to make sure it worked. These right here are French drains. So right here, there's two on each side of the house. So there's another one back towards the corner of the house. And there's a 4-inch pipe that runs from that drain back there and to this drain and then all the way out to the sidewalk. At the end of the pipe, there's a green spring-loaded valve that opens up if there's water in that pipe. It pushes it open, lets the water out. So that's designed to keep water off the side of your houses. So the vent that's on the back of your house up here, that is from that fan that's in your attic that blows air out of the attic to the outside. So that's all that is. Something else on these windows here, you'll notice every window should have a weep screed right here. It's a hole to let water out. There's also commonly a crack along where the window and the stucco meet. It is not something that's going to leak. That's not how the window is sealed. It's sealed at frame stage before they stucco. So it's nothing to worry about. And that crack, if they fix it, a lot of times it just re-cracks because the window is vinyl and this is concrete, so you have two different surfaces, materials, and this vinyl kind of tends to swell and contract just a little bit with the weather. So there's a lot of times a crack around the windows, but we just kind of live with that. On your patio, you have another vent cover right here, and that is for your fresh air intake. So that's that pipe that goes to the laundry room. And that's it. So you have a gas line here at the corner of your patio. If you ever want to put a grill here, you could. You could put some pavers out here, put a nice grill. And this is natural gas that's available for you. Right now the valve's off, obviously, so you're welcome to hook up to it though. and it's ready to go. And these are your two other French drains here. Back here, this is important.
So real quick on the gas line, let me just give you proper expectation. If you plumbed in a natural gas grill and you also wanted a natural gas fire pit, these gas lines are one or the other. You can't do a directly plumbed fire feature and a directly plumbed gas grill out that line. You have to kind of pick and choose.
Okay, so then here is just a vent that comes off of your microwave, yeah, and it blows to the outside, so it helps remove any kind of smoke or odors from cooking. So up here is your condensate line. This is the top one is a secondary condensate line for your HVAC. So when your AC is running, the one down here will probably drip water in the summertime when the AC is running. That's totally normal.
You want it to drip.
Yeah, we want it to be dripping. Sometimes they don't drip, and that's okay too, but usually it will drip, especially depending on how humid it is. So it's removing condensation from the unit and dripping it out there. If it drips out of this secondary line, that means that there's something wrong, and you should call the HVAC company immediately, because that means there's water in a pan in your attic that's underneath the air handler in your attic. That pan can often leak, cause stains in your ceiling, cause all sorts of problems. So if you ever see water coming out of the top one, call the HVAC company immediately. Basically, there's your AC unit down here. That's your condenser. There's a electrical line that goes to it that they can pull the switch out of to kill the electric to it. That's just for safety when they're working on it. Basically, that's about it for that though. So,
these are the papers that I'm signing for you. We want to explain them to you.
so this is your HVAC warranty paper. So basically you have that 5-year warranty on parts, but if you register your equipment within 60 days, it will up the warranty to 10 years. So you definitely want to do that. This is our copy that she's going to sign, and this will be your copy. It looks a little different, but it's the same information.
Okay.
This right here is the emergency services, and you also have that sticker that's on the inside of the cabinet door. This one has a couple more numbers on it than the other one does.
Okay.
So this is the 72 hours to change over your utilities. That's their phone numbers. This talks about Energy Star version 3. It's actually, I wish they would yank this out because it doesn't really pertain to your house, but there's what's called a split difference between exterior and interior air. So there's a chance that if it's 120 degrees out, that your house might not cool as you want it to, but it's really not an issue on your house. Your unit is big for your house, so it works very well. This goes over repair service appointments are between 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. So if you use warranty service, that's what that's for. Protect your personal items. So just remember, if somebody's coming over to work on your house, it's probably not a Meritage employee. It's one of the trades employees. We don't really have a problem with theft. Everybody that they send out is usually very, very good. But with that being said, you still don't want to leave a diamond ring sitting next to a guy that's working. So just protect your personal items. We don't reimburse for time off work. This tells you everything you ever wanted to know about fences. And so basically the gist of it is don't put any nails into your block wall. Don't plant anything too close to your block wall. We don't want you watering that block wall, things like that. And it also discusses how tall your wall has to be, which it's fine. Carpet, we're allowed to do a cookie cutter patch if we had a problem with the carpet, but I've never seen us do that. It's a no-brainer. If we have a patch or if something needs to be fixed on carpet, we replace the whole room. So I wouldn't really worry about that. Gates, I already told you that the gate is warrantable, but the wood is not. This is your drainage acknowledgement. So basically just saying that you're going to be responsible for your drainage on your house once you move in. So any kind of landscaping, stuff like that you do, just make sure you maintain the grade that we gave you. This is that QR code that you can scan and go to their website, schedule an appointment with the company that will give you all this free stuff. And they will ask you if you want monitoring service for your security system, but they do give you all that good stuff. This is just instructions on how to access your warranty portal, and it's two-sided, so.
Okay.
This is an Avid survey, so you will get that in about a month after closing. That is how I get my bonuses. So I get a bonus if we get perfect tens on the whole entire survey. Even if it's talking about sales or anybody else, it still reflects on my bonus. So anyway,
so Dave,
perfect
give
tens.
him a 10.
Yes.
And then you can give me a 20.
There you go. Perfect. Thank you.
All right, we just finished up on the walkthrough. And I'm doing just a overall full-length video of the house. Your plants look beautiful. You can see all of the blue tape. Those are all of the corrections that we were able to catch and will be addressed and taken care of. So prior to recording, Brian or I will pop out here and do another quick walk to make sure that everything is as it should be and all of these items are corrected. And then we will put a lockbox on the property and put your key in the lockbox. They really did a great job, guys. All of your information on the appliances and registration cards will be in there. And remember, you can leave this backyard dirt if you want to. If you want to do something with the backyard, you can take as much time as what you want to take for the backyard. What a great house, guys.